Hey everybody, welcome back to This Woman Can. I am your host Janice Sutherland, career strategist for the black woman over 40. Now today I'm going to be talking about how you can use your vacation to revive your career. The summer months are traditionally when people go on vacation. And even if you're not going on vacation, I do hope you plan on taking some time for yourself over the summer period. Whatever you have on your plate, it's important to get that rest and recharge so you can bring renewed energy to what matters most to you. As you consider what matters most to you in your career, you may feel that you're missing the spark of inspiration that you used to have at work. Now, first, let me point out that feeling this way is completely normal. And you may be thinking, I don't hate what I do, but it's not exciting me like it used to. And it can be hard to figure out why the job that used to make you jump out of bed in the morning now makes you want to put your head under the duvet or the comforter. Maybe your role has changed, or maybe you've outgrown it, but either way, it's not enough to make you want to really leave the organisation. Especially when you do the fact, when you start weighing up all the pros and cons of where you work, you like your boss, you like your colleagues, your values are aligned, the benefits are great, and you can see that there are opportunities there for you to advance. Leaving your place of work or where you work currently doesn't have to be your only option. So let me share some strategies for 3 common scenarios you may be feeling, and also some solutions or conversations you may want to have. First, you want to evolve your current role. You can do your job with your eyes closed, you're feeling a little stagnant, and you know you can stretch yourself a little bit further. But what can you do? Upskilling can be one way to push past the stagnation you may be feeling. Share your goals with your boss. But remember, preparation is key. Think about the type of tasks you think will aid your development, the ones that will help you to achieve your objectives and keep you motivated in that day job. And a great start to figuring out how to do this is to ask yourself a few questions. What excites me most in my work? Where do I think my strengths are being underutilized? What subjects or ideas spark my curiosity at work? Where do I see myself a year from now? What skills do I need to develop to get there? You don't need a whole PowerPoint deck when you speak to your boss. You just need to show that you reflected and thought about the situation rather than expecting them to solve the problem for you. When you broach the topic, reassure them that I'm not unhappy with my role, what I'm doing, but I have been thinking about what my future plans are and how my current activities align with my career goals. And you want to ask them for their feedback. For example, if you're interested in taking on a new project, you might say something like, I've been reflecting on what excites me most at work, what really gets me going. I really enjoyed being part of the project team last year, and maybe think of a project you participated in and why. And I'd like to expand my career in that direction. I'd like to share my ideas around how to do it and would really welcome your input as to whether this would be a good contribution to the future of the team. See, simple. Similarly, if you feel you want to learn a new skill to reach your career goals, you might propose, I've researched certifications that I think would be beneficial to increasing my skill set and identified one that I'd love to have a conversation with you about and explore. I think this would be a great investment in me and my future here, or words around that effect. Sometimes making small adjustments to your existing role can be all the motivation you need. Secondly, you may want to take on a new role in the organisation. Maybe you've outgrown your current department, you feel that way, and you want to make a more substantial change within the company. To start, you'll need to explore what internal career paths are actually possible where you are. Make a list of the roles you're interested in or people within your organisation that, have sparked your interest. You can do this by scouring your company intranet for current vacancies, checking out org charts, see what positions people are in, or reviewing the LinkedIn profiles of some of your colleagues. Are there any roles that interest you? If so, reach out to your colleagues in those positions and request to chat. Trust me, most will love to talk to people interested in learning more about what they do. And if they're open to it, make sure you're prepared. Have a few questions ready to ask beforehand, such as, what does a typical day look like for you? What do you find or enjoy? What do you enjoy or find most interesting about what you do? If you could change one thing about your role, what would that be? What experience or skills do you think make you the most successful in your role? And once you've done that, chat with your boss once you've identified that role that you're interested in. Even if there are no current positions, your boss can be a real active ally, an active sponsor by speaking with stakeholders who maybe run the departments you're interested in, or help raise your profile with hiring managers once a future opportunity arises. In the long run, it will pay to ensure that your boss is included in the process and reiterate why transitioning into a different role will be beneficial for you. Keep the conversation positive by focusing on your career growth as opposed to what's wrong with your current situation. A great boss, though upset to see you leave, should be supportive in helping you move to another team. Now, they obviously should be interested in why you're looking for a new role in the first place and possibly what they could do to retain you. So be prepared to have that conversation. They should also be willing to serve as a reference for you. And in a perfect world, as I said, your boss would be supportive. In a not so perfect world, this may not be the case. And how they treat you, if that goes off a bit awry, when you're moving on, is a reflection of them, not you. As long as you've approached the conversation in integrity, take solace in the fact that you are respectful and honest in your actions. Number 3, you want more flexibility in your role. As you consider your career options, it may be that your dissatisfaction is not with your work, but rather the parameters of your work, and that's what's bringing you down. And you need a more flexible arrangement in terms of location or maybe the hours you work. The pandemic really opened our eyes to what was possible with worker flexibility. And if you've returned to the office, you might be reminiscing about the days you were able to work remotely and the benefits of having a more autonomous schedule. If you work from home full time, you might crave the lure of having the office, having a solid structure, seeing your colleagues in person. Maybe you'd like to have the best of both worlds and take a hybrid approach to your working hours. It still involves you approaching your boss and talking about the change. And when you do that, be clear about what your goals are and what your needs are, and make sure you tie them back to the needs of the organisation. Demonstrate how your contribution to the team will improve if you adopt a more flexible approach to your preferred location and circumstances. Now, your conversation, to start it off, may go something like, as an organisation, we've learned a lot over the past couple of years. And I've found that by reducing my lengthy daily commute, I've had more time to focus on my role. I've been more energised. And you've also commented that you observed improvements in my performance during the period. And I really attribute that to having a more flexible approach to my work. I'd like to remain remote for a few days a week, obviously to a mutually agreeable schedule that I feel I can be the most productive this way and help our team reach its goals more efficiently. Is there a potential for this arrangement? Remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. Ensure that you reaffirm your commitment to the organisation when making your ask. Changing roles in the same organisation or evolving your responsibilities in the same role can be a fabulous way to grow your career without having to leave a company you love. Your organisation will reap the benefit too. The time spent investing in your development will have a positive impact. So before you decide to move on, explore all the opportunities that are right under your nose. You may be overlooking the most simplest and most satisfying path forward. So those are just a few strategies you could adopt when you're looking at changing your career. Moving careers doesn't mean that you have to change organisations. It could just mean strategising about how you can make where you work right now much more amenable and beneficial to your career where you are. If those strategies or anything like that has sparked your interest, don't forget you can have a chat with me. That's what I do. I'm a career strategist. I help you get the best out of your career. Don't forget you can contact me on all the socials. I am Janice Sutherland, or you can email me in info@janicesutherland.com. And as always, remember, if I can, you can, this woman can. Take care until next time.